Now on GMU at 6, standing together in solidarity. See how people in Salt Lake City reacted to the guilty verdict in the trial of former police officer Derek Chauvin.
And a fiery head-on collision in Kane County sent 6 people to the hospital in serious condition. What we are learning about what led up to the crash.
And then vaccinations on the rise. Hear how soon Utah health officials believe we could reach herd immunity.
Plus, we have some dry and windy conditions leading to some fire danger for us. Find out what that means on Good Morning Utah.
Live from Utah's first TV station, Good Morning Utah at 6 starts now.
Good morning, Utah. I'm Brian Carlson.
And I'm Jared Jotnany for Sarah Martin. It is 6 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. After 10.5 hours of deliberation, a Minnesota jury finds former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin guilty on all 3 charges. Yeah, the verdict reverberated around the world. Here in Utah, police prepared for potential unrest. But rallies in Salt Lake City remain peaceful. Hundreds of people marched through downtown Salt Lake to the local mural of George Floyd. Here's a live look at that memorial this morning. People came to pay their respects to Floyd and show their support. ABC4's Jordan Burroughs was there for those demonstrations and shows us how Utahns reacted to the verdict.
The passion. The purpose.
Black Lives Matter!
The persistence.
We are celebrating George Floyd's life today, and we are celebrating the verdict.
The message is moving.
Our streets! Our streets!
Even after Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all 3 counts.
All the races and different colors coming out to unite as one. No drama, no fight, and just be able to feel love again.
To be heard again, not good enough for Lex Scott, founder of Utah Black Lives Matter.
I don't think George Floyd would have received justice if this happened in Salt Lake City.
In Salt Lake City, murals of people who died at the hands of police inspire the demonstrators to push for change.
It is a display of solidarity.
I know everybody say that Black Lives Matter, but I think all lives matter.
Community members marched from the Salt Lake Police Department to the mural of George Floyd, stopping once they got there to share a moment that looked like this. Sounded like this, and to be remembered like this. Lex Scott, the founder of the Utah Black Lives Matter movement, says she hopes Salt Lake City leaders heard her voice along with countless others. Reporting in downtown Salt Lake City, Jordan Burroughs, ABC4 News.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson responded to the verdict as well, saying, quote, "My thoughts are with the friends and family of George Floyd and the nation as a whole. After having the opportunity to observe much of the Derek Chauvin trial, I am pleased with the results of the jury. It's clear George Floyd was murdered without remorse. Our nation has skilled and committed police officers, but also those that operate in their roles with bias and without regard for human life and liberty. And there needs to be accountability," she said.
And jurors had a daunting task deciding whether to convict Chauvin of murder. Now, before reaching a verdict, Hennepin County Judge Peter Cahill gave jurors a lengthy instruction. We talked to a former defense attorney here in Utah who says telling jurors to limit what they consider for the verdict is common in such a high-profile murder trial like this.
You can't think about the fallout consequences of your verdict one way or the other. You have to decide the case based on the evidence that you heard and decide the facts of the case based on the evidence you heard, not what's been in the media, not what might happen outside, riots.
Now, there is hope for many that this guilty verdict is a changing point for both the state and country. For some Utahns, Derek Chauvin's fate was a victory, saying this is a great first step, but more must be done to end police brutality. This trial is opening up a conversation about what's next.
Because George Floyd, at the end of the day, everybody says, oh, a black man lost his life. At the end of the day, an American lost his life. And that should be a discussion that we as people, as fellow Americans, should be able to have.
And cities are opening up that dialogue. Salt Lake Mayor Mendenhall says the city will continue to take steps to become a more equitable city for all residents.
The time now is 6:04. Let's check your weather on the 4s. Meteorologist Cesar Cornejo in for Adam again today. Cesar, we're off to a nice warm start this morning.
Brian, yes, it is a lot different than yesterday, a lot warmer. We also have some cloud cover, which is helping not only just keep some of the warmth in, but also really starting to obscure some of our view of the clear and beautiful skies that we do have sometimes. Normally this Park City mountain camera, you can see the stars, but right now because of that cloud cover, it's thick. Can't really see anything, and that's actually a trend that we see throughout the entire state right now, and it's also in the Great Basin. Looking at that low pressure system making its way into the rest of the Southwest, that's already producing not only just cloud cover for parts of eastern Nevada, southern Utah, northern Utah, central Utah, and even western Colorado. We're also seeing some shower activity, and that's actually going to be some of the things that we can expect to see today. It's really going to stay more towards eastern Nevada and be on the more or less scattered side for us. We can expect to see that temperatures will be closer towards some of our averages for this time of year. On top of that, so we expect to see that we do see cloud cover for most of our area, and we slowly start to warm up throughout the day. And once we really take a look at what we expect to see for traffic, we're seeing that it is looking clear, and even drive times. Ooh, look at that. No real delays between Salt Lake City or Ogden. 30 minutes in both directions, 36 minutes between Provo and Salt Lake City, also northbound and southbound. So again, stress-free morning commute so far for us there. And between Park City and Salt Lake City, only 30 minutes. It's looking A-okay for us on this end. Over to you guys.
All right, thank you much, Caesar. The time now 6:06. A federal judge is now sentencing 23 people busted in a massive drug ring in Salt Lake County. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, a multi-year investigation led to the discovery of a large-scale methamphetamine distribution scheme. The Utah drug ring got its supply of illegal drugs through a Mexican drug cartel in Southern California. Officers seized 41 pounds of meth and 17 weapons.
Happening today, the Utah Department of Transportation is looking to reduce the soaring number of motorcycle crashes out on Utah roadways. New data showing statewide motorcycle crashes are 11 times more deadly than automobile crashes. The Department of Public Safety and UDOT are launching a motorcycle safety campaign called Ride to Live. This campaign is to educate drivers and motorcyclists about how they can be more alert and safely share the road with each other. The campaign starts at 9:30 this morning.
And new this morning, 2 cars caught fire in a head-on crash in southern Utah that sent 6 people to the hospital. The crash happened yesterday on Highway 89 there in Kane County. Troopers say a Lexus crossed over the center line right in the path of a Toyota Highlander. To avoid that crash, the driver then went into the opposite lanes of traffic, but the Lexus corrected back, and then both cars crashed head-on and caught fire. Everyone did get out safely, but they were taken to the hospital in serious condition. And in new developments, Utah's state epidemiologist, Dr. Angela Dunn, is taking on a new role. She's been appointed as the new executive director for the Salt Lake County Health Department. Dunn will replace outgoing director Gary Edwards, who's retiring in July, and she'll start working with Edwards in June to make a smooth transition. So the Utah Department of Health is now thanking Dr. Dunn for her work. In a statement, they say in part, quote, "It's hard to overstate the true life-saving contributions Dr. Dunn has made to Utah's COVID-19 response. Whether it was her steady voice at the press briefing podium or her capable leadership at the table where decisions are made, Dr. Dunn was always a champion for the health and well-being of Utah residents."
University of Utah health officials say the number of vaccines they're administering is on the rise. Doctors say they're seeing a 5% increase in vaccinations each week, saying if this trend continues for the next month or so, we will likely reach herd immunity.
It's important to recognize if you are around people who haven't been vaccinated, particularly anybody under age 16, you could, even if you're vaccinated, pass this virus on to those unvaccinated people.
Although the vaccine is 90% effective at preventing disease, doctors say it is less effective at preventing transmission of COVID-19, which is why they're encouraging all eligible Utahns to get the shot.
So here's your morning update on COVID-19. Utah had 315 new cases yesterday. That puts our state total over 393,000. Utah has administered 1.9 million doses of the vaccine. 138 COVID patients are currently being treated in Utah hospitals, and 8 more Utahns have died for a total of 2,174. You look at our last 7 days, you see our daily case totals popping up. Right now, Utah is averaging 375 new cases a day. That's the green line on your screen. Our testing positivity rate, 6.7%.
Davis County health officials are warning certain people they may need to get a third shot. According to the Davis County Health Department, an employee did not mix the vaccine correctly, resulting in 53 people being vaccinated with saline instead of an approved COVID-19 vaccine. Health officials say all but 5 of the 53 people have rescheduled. It's very important to note that this is not a third dose of the vaccine, rather a third shot to make up for the incorrect first dose.
And as more people get the vaccine, many are wondering what you're allowed to do now that you've got the shot. Well, the state of Utah's COVID-19 response says if you're fully vaccinated, you can gather in private settings with other fully vaccinated people without wearing masks or social distancing. You can also travel domestically without a COVID test or quarantining. Now, the state does not recommend visiting at-risk people indoors without a mask. They also say they should refrain from attending medium or large gatherings.
In Ogden, Weber State University plans to fully return to in-person learning come fall, citing a rise in vaccination rates. The university says over the past few weeks, more than 50,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine has been administered. Officials encouraging all students and staff to get the vaccine. If numbers continue to trend upwards, students could return to all in-person classes and activities.
And I can only imagine the thrill of getting back together at our block party for all of us being able to see each other here on campus in person again.
Like so many other schools, last semester Weber State mandated masks on campus and implemented fewer in-person classes. All right, 6:11 right now. Coming up next on Good Morning Utah, Apple unveils new gadgets. See how its latest tool can help track your belongings in your Good Morning Utah business report. And support for small businesses, hear about local resources to help bounce back from the pandemic in a live interview.